in the previous day. Can we do Isaiah chapter 28 and beginning from verse number 9? Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from milk and drawn from the breast. The issue of doctrine is not for babes. People that have arrived at the place of maturity, they are given the equipment of tested teaching. That's what doctrine is. Tested teaching that have been tried, that have been tested and modeled by the lives of men. And we are sure that if you keep pace and keep step and keep faith with those teachings, it will produce the same results that it produced in the life of our ancestors. It means doctrine is the agency of quality control among believers, so that the fact that generations are changing doesn't mean that the quality of Christianity gets to change, because doctrine is tested and tried. It's supposed to produce the same results, even if the circumstances are not the same. It is supposed to be a constant. So he's asking a question: who is he that we can teach knowledge? Who shall we make to understand doctrine? Then he gives us a few insights. Them that have been weaned from the milk and drawn from the breasts. Okay, next verse. For precept must be upon precept. What's the meaning of that? That in doctrine you will need to put precept upon precept. You will need to put line upon line. You will need to put here a little and there a little. Now listen, this man is trying to describe something that I need to reveal to us. He said, in the mysteries of God and the messages of God that are in scripture, are you there? They are parallel. When you hear precept upon precept, line upon line, he's talking about parallel truth. So you might be reading something in the book of Genesis, or maybe you are reading about the fact that God came into the Garden of Eden and planted a river in Eden, and it branched into 4 heads: Pishon, Gishon, Hedikel, and Euphrates. By the time you go to the book of John chapter 7, you will now find Jesus making a statement that he that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, not as you think, but believe on me as the scriptures have said. So that means you need to go and find out how the scriptures recommended that we should believe in Jesus. He said, out of his belly, out of his innermost being shall flow rivers. Do you realize that in the Garden of Eden, it was one river that was planted, and then that one river now broke into 4 streams? Oh, you're not here. I'm just checking how far you are. I'm checking the depth of your hunger. It's not too deep, so you can be, it won't take a lot to fill you up. So you see, that river in Eden is a parallel to the river Jesus is speaking about. So you will need to take here a little. You find this equivalent, this counterpart somewhere else, and you need to take there a little, because by the time you go into the next 4 verses, it's no longer talking about the river. So those ones no longer apply to that subject. You get that? So you take the one that applies, and then when you connect it, and then you go somewhere else, you see another pattern, you parallel, you connect it. So you now see a message that is so seamless. That's how you find doctrine. The mind of God about that matter becomes clear to you. That's what it is. It's showing us how to formulate doctrine. Oh, you didn't get that? Oh. When we go to the book of Genesis chapter 4, that was where prayer was discovered. In Genesis chapter 4. But the people that prayed in Genesis chapter 4 never got an answer, but at least they discovered prayer. The first time in the Bible where prayer was offered and a response was given was Genesis chapter 8. You see, there's an improvement in the technology. Oh, you're not with me. Let me leave you. Today you are not. The code has affected your, I understand it. The code, even our neighbor, I've not seen our neighbor since I came. He's been indoors. The code has affected all of us. I follow what I'm talking about. All right, so you see, you need to take line. The next day, what will complete this line is not in the next verse, it is somewhere else. So you need to take from here a little, and then you connect it to there a little, and then when you build it together, you will see that the body of truth has increased. So what God did is that in the book of Genesis, we call it the book of the seeds, because every truth has a seed in the book of Genesis. But you see, those truths begin to become streams in subsequent books. But Every subject that is spoken about in the book of Genesis, including rapture, you can preach rapture from the, if Genesis is the only Bible, I can preach salvation, I can preach sanctification, I can preach renewing, I can preach transformation, I can preach conformation to the image of God, I can preach glorification from the book of Genesis, because Genesis has every doctrine. Is the book of the seeds. So you pick that seed, it has a counterpart. Maybe God decides to speak about that same thing through another prophet, and then the stream is larger than the seed in Isaiah. So you take that Isaiah, you connect it with what has built in Genesis, and by the law of first mention, the first time he appears in scripture, you will see that no other scripture will violate the revelation that is established in Genesis. Exactly. That's why he asked the question, who shall we teach doctrine? This is a teacher going to the marketplace looking for who can enroll to a school, because the average believer is not patient enough to learn doctrine. And that's why when imposters come on the pulpit, they carry the church away through winds of doctrine, because you have not taken the pain to fetch from here a little and fetch from there a little and connect, so that the parallel will show what is on the mind of God. And the book of Revelation is a book of completion. So all those revelations building, they find their terminus in the book of Revelation, their ultimate and finality in the book of Revelation. So in order for you to understand Revelation, you must understand many seeds, because it's here a little, what? There a little. It is precept upon precept. It is line upon line. Okay, so you understand. So that's the way of doctrine. That's the reason why we study. You did engineering, you were able to pass, you got your master's, you got your PhD. But if you are not willing to put that same level of devotion to fetch truth from the Bible, you will never understand doctrine.